Hey, it's Tom Ferry. Welcome to Life by Design, your place online for ideas, inspiration, and how to stay in the right action. Sitting here on July 16th, I've got a question for you. Have you taken the time to do a mid-year review? Have you taken the time to review, refocus, reset, and restart your commitments to make the second half of the year better than the first half? Well, if you haven't, I wrote down a bunch of notes for you with the intention of just giving you a little private coaching. If you and I were sitting down together one-on-one, I would ask you about the first 6 months. I'd ask you to look at, for example, make up a list of everything that worked. If I said to you, what worked about you, your personal disciplines? What worked with you about your schedule, as an example? What worked with you about your marketing? What worked with you in terms of open houses or internet leads or all things lead generation and lead conversion? By making up a list of what works, we get, more excited, we get more energized. But then on the flip side, of course, you got to look at what didn't work. You see, more often than not, we don't take the time to slow down and really review what's happened. So we're not making good decisions based upon numbers and analytics. We're making decisions based upon emotions. And look, I mean, this business is already crazy enough. Do we really need to make decisions based upon emotions when it comes to where our next transaction or 20 will come from? That's a bad idea. So you write out a list of what worked, and then you write out a list of what didn't work. Then I'd ask you to consider analyzing your numbers. How many appointments did you go on? How many listings did you take? How many buyer presentations did you go on? How many buyers did you actually end up working with? How many offers did you write before you finally got a deal closed? How many deals fell apart for you in the first 6 months of the year? You see, at the end of the day, this business is math, right? It's math. Now, I'm not saying that customers are a number. I'm saying that, hey, if you talk to 50 people, you're going to sell a house. If you didn't talk to enough people, you didn't sell enough houses. Don't say to me, your manager, or anybody else other than looking in the mirror and saying, I didn't talk to enough people. That's why I didn't sell a lot of houses. I became too myopic. I let all my eggs go into one basket, one client, and the deal fell apart. Right? So you want to analyze your numbers, and you want to make sure that you're paying attention to what are the leading and lagging indicators, How many mailers did I send? How many appointments did that generate or not generate? How many calls did I make to my database? How many leads did I generate? How many referrals? How many appointments? It's just math. You've got to start tracking and measuring. Then I wrote down, of course, big one is I'm reviewing what problems did I face in the first half of the year? Was it an inventory issue? Was it, I was struggling with writing offers over and over again in a price range that was hyper uber competitive. You and I both know things have changed dramatically January to April, and then say, May and June and July. The market has shifted depending upon where you are in the country or where you are in the world. Are you assessing that? Are you analyzing that? Are you reviewing that? And then I wrote down very simple. Did you have more buyer sales or more listings sold? Where's your concentration been? So by reviewing the first 6 months, you can make better decisions. Then I said, let's refocus. So the refocus question I have for you is, between now and the end of the year, what are you absolutely committed to? Between now and the end of the year, what are you absolutely committed to? Is it a GCI amount? Is it a dollar amount? Is it a net commission to you after taxes, expenses, splits, and everything else? What is it that you're absolutely committed to? And we know from incredible works like Think and Grow Rich, having that singular focus. I am committed to helping 25 families live the real estate dream, or I'm committed to taking 22 listings. Whatever the number is, have that singular reset focus. Speaking of reset, then you're going to do number 3, which is you're going to ask yourself this question. What daily routines would naturally and automatically lead me to the accomplishment of my goals? We know from books like The Sliding Edge, we know from The Compound Effect from Darren Hardy, we know from coaching, we know from just life experience that by doing little things day in and day out over time, though it doesn't feel like we're getting tremendous momentum, after doing it for 30, 40, 60, 90, 120 days, it's the compound effect, right? It's the slight edge. It's doing little things every day that over time, whoosh, create a mountain of results. So you ask yourself, what are the daily disciplines, the routines I need to do, Monday through Saturday, 5 days a week, 4 days a week, whatever it is, up to you. And then what are those? And then create maybe a little simple checklist every day. Put it in the app Streaks as an example, or download my Thriving Daily app, which I'm sure you already have, and set your goals inside there. Then the last one, number 4, I know it's a long video, and that is number 4, you gotta restart. So guess what you gotta do? You gotta schedule in the activities, because what do we both know? If it's not in your schedule, it doesn't exist. If it's not in your schedule, it doesn't exist and it never gets done. So, longer video, I know, but review, refocus, reset, and restart. The next 6 months can be absolutely extraordinary for you, or they can be totally ordinary, and it's entirely up to you. Remember always, your strategy matters, and now more than ever, your passion rules.